Come back to the Wizard shop, actually outside the shop, and it's time for another Wizard fire sale. Let's get started. So as we're getting busier and busier, we're running out of room more and more. I never thought that would be a problem with 13,000 square feet that we would run out of room. But we are running out of room and looking to possibly hire another mechanic pretty soon. And it's time to move some of these cars along. We have made quite a bit of progress on this car, but I'm just not going to have enough time to get it done. I really want to get my 308 done. You guys want to get it done as well. I know you guys do. It's not that we don't have the capability to work on this, it's just that we don't have the time to scour and scour and scour for parts. There's a couple of parts on here that we haven't been able to find, and it's going to be up to the next owner to find them themselves. Between running the shop, running a YouTube channel, and yachting, definitely want to be doing yachting. I just don't have time to have cars like Hoovie does from Hoovie's Garage. There's no way I could own 40 cars and trying to keep them maintained, and I would probably go insane. It's already pushing it pretty far. What do we have, Mrs. Wizard? 8 or 10 cars?
Yeah, sure, right now we do.
I don't really want to increase that, and I really don't even need 10 cars. We just got a Leaf. I'm really enjoying the Leaf. So this one runs and drives. This is a 1938 Oldsmobile Touring Sedan. F38, I think is what it's called. I bought this on a whim probably 6-8 months ago, and we've done a lot of work to it to fix a lot of things. It still has a long ways to go, but this style, exactly this style with the trim and everything it has, is 1 year only. In 1937, you won't find compatible parts, and in 1939 again, especially with the interior, it changes all over again. So 1938 Oldsmobile Touring Sedan. So it's a 1 year only. It's a very special, it's a very rare car, and it really needs to go to someone who's going to take it to that next level. We'll go ahead and take a look around it. We'll take you guys on a cruise in it, because like I said, it's running and driving. You won't find any barn finds of these cars that you can go get in it and go cruising in it. The interior also is 90% done. You'll see here in a minute as soon as we take a look, but let's look around it. As you see, there's a number 8 on the front bumper. That denotes that it is the straight 8. No, I did not say V8, straight 8, as an inline 8. It's a really cool engine. It's been converted to LED headlights. I'll turn those on for you real quick. Nice and bright. Turn signals all work. It has an old antique patina paint job. It could use a new paint job, but it's old. But it's in pretty decent shape. It looks okay. It has new tires, white walls that need to be cleaned up, but they are in good shape. The running boards are present. They're not rusted or rotted out like most of these are. There's really not a whole lot of cancerous rust on this car. It's really in pretty good shape as far as sheet metal goes. As you can see down this whole side, it's not dented. It's not caved in. This is called a bustle back, I think, or rumble back. I'm not sure what they call it, but I believe it's a bustle back. We'll replace the trunk pan in this thing to make it usable. I'll go ahead and show you guys that. Here's the spare tire. It has a nice new pan welded in. The gas tank on this has been replaced with a 62 or 3 Chevy Nova gas tank, and it works perfectly. It almost bolts right in. The gauge is accurate. Everything works on that. And on this side, again, not caved in, not rusted through, not beat up. Running boards again on this side are in good shape. It is missing the driver's side of this. We do have the passenger side. It's the correct one. We're missing the driver's side. It's going to be something that the next owner will have to look for. Hopefully, it shouldn't be too hard to find. Nice metal grille. Won't find that on today's cars. I actually had a customer come in the other day, and he looked at this car and he said, "Wow, that's like World War II stuff." I was like, "Bro, this is before World War II. It hadn't even happened yet as far as America getting involved. This is 1938. Things were happening in the world that were stepping up to that point, but we weren't yet in World War II. This is pre-war. People were driving it during that time. During World War II, this car was cruising the highways. Yes, it was. but this is a pre-war car, which makes it even rarer, and it makes it even more awesome that it's not completely rusted out and it actually can go and drive it. Here in a minute we're going to do that. Let's take a look under the hood. There is the straight 8. It looks like a battleship engine, Mrs. Wizard.
It really does.
It honestly looks like something that would be in a ship. A big iron block engine with spark plugs on top, or diesel injectors, whatever it would be. The carburetor is original. I do have a different air cleaner on it, so there's no service or maintenance involved, but we do have the original one to go with the sale. As far as I know, I don't know that this has been rebuilt. It's just a running engine. It has been converted to 12 volts with the alternator there, and a 12 volt battery. 12 volt horns, everything in here is 12 volt now. And it has electronic ignition underneath that distributor cap. It's Pertronics. And the engine runs very, very well. So I mentioned the interior has been redone from the previous person before I bought it, and they did a very good job. It's most of the way done. There's a few little things to finish up, but it's really nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back seat. Look at that, guys. Suicide doors. It does have some weather stripping that'll go along with the car. The carpet is nice. The seats are nice. Even the headliner is nice. There's a lot of money ahead purchasing this car in its current condition that you would be ahead in finding a barn find. A barn find's not going to be like this, guys. Very, very nice. Let's go ahead and move up front. There's with both doors open, and we'll take a look on the front here. I do have some 12 volt gauges, some basic gauges, and I made my own little cluster so that I could drive this thing and enjoy it. I do have the original cluster if a person wants to get it restored and redone like it was. Nothing has been done to this vehicle that damages or hacks it up. This is all using original bolt holes to bolt this in. We didn't cut anything. It has our horn here, our headlights. This is not where you start the car, but this is the ignition. Here's our turn signals. Hazard. All that's there. So instead of having an ashtray where you can smoke cigarettes or put them out, now has a marine radio. And it works very well. And it uses speakers down in the kick panels that I've installed that are tastefully installed. They're not neon green or flashy LEDs or anything crazy. It kind of goes with the motif of the car. And again, the carpet up front, the seats, the headliner, the dash, everything is in good shape as far as not being dented or rusted out. As far as I know, it has original glass all the way around. Let's go ahead and take this thing for a cruise. So to start this thing, you don't just turn the key on and start cranking. It won't do anything. That's not the way this car was designed, even when new. The way you start this car, as when new, is there a round pedal up above the gas pedal, way up here. See that? I'm going to depress that pedal, which will engage the starter, and it also gives it a little gas automatically. Push the clutch in. Starts right up. You ready, Mrs. Wizard?
I am. I feel like a little bit of driving Miss Daisy sitting back here.
It kind of is. I think they had a similar car, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
All right, let's go. Listen to that straight A, guys. And that old antique transmission. Sounds like an old 1930s movie. And then third gear, which is final drive, doesn't make that noise. It's all the way it was, as it was when new. Speedometer works good. We're doing about 30. Temperature's good, fuel's good, oil pressure's 25, 30. And we're charging at 14.2 volts. Do a little turnaround up here. running and driving pre-war car, guys. Beautiful, guys. It drives very well for its age. Very, very well. So as you can see, for its age, it's a very, very nice car. And for the past month or so, I've been back and forth. I don't want to sell it. I do want to sell it. I actually don't want to sell this car. But I'm not doing it any service by it sitting in the back of the shop with nothing being done to it. We've got it running and driving. We've got a lot of work done to it, but there's still some work to go. There's some trim pieces that need to be done. It needs to be repainted. It deserves to be repainted in a very nice paint job. It needs the original dash rebuilt to bring it back to its original glory, and maybe a few other minor things. It doesn't need a massive frame-off restoration. It's ready to go as is. Another thing that strike against me for this car is it's very time consuming to find the parts, and I don't have a lot of time to scour and look for the parts. But if that's your thing, you enjoy going to swap meets and spending, it can take 3 to 6 months to find one certain part you're looking for one of these cars. And some people really enjoy that hunt and bringing this thing back to its full glory. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of time, and really it needs to go on to the person who does have that time. The car deserves that. So my asking price on this is $14,000. That's because it's running and driving. It is not a barn find. It wasn't a barn find when I got it, and it's not a barn find today. As we just did, you can drive this thing. So if you're curious about buying this beautiful 1938 Oldsmobile, contact Crazy D in the office. Not me, but Crazy D. He's my salesman. I hired him to sell stuff, and that's what he does. He'll be happy to get more pictures, more information, or things of that nature about this car. And now we're going to move on to the next car that's for sale. The next one we have for sale is the 2008 Infiniti QX56. I did purchase this to tow the Bayliner back and forth, but ended up not needing to tow the Bayliner anymore because hopefully soon it will be sold. And I'm definitely not going to tow a Trojan F36 with this. It would completely collapse this thing. I don't really use it that much anymore, and somebody could really use this vehicle to tow stuff or haul stuff. A lot more use out of it than I'm going to give it. So let's go ahead and take a look around this thing. Again, it is a 2008 Infiniti QX56. The vehicle has normal wear and tear, little rock chips in here and there from being on the highway. I really like the front end of these generation of QX56s. One good thing going for it, brand new tires, Nex and Rodian All-Terrain Pros, all the way around, literally brand new. As we go down the side here, the running boards are in decent shape. It's not dented or caved in or anything bad on this side. No serious issues. Go ahead and open the rear hatch. It has the auto open, auto close. The interior is dirty because I used it for hauling things. I found some old QX56 rugs, not the original ones that are under there. I used them to get those dirty, and moving boxes and things and out of here has gotten those dirty, but we have not ripped or torn anything. It's all in good shape still. It has third row seating, it has rear heat and rear AC, and also rear television screen. Okay, go ahead and get this thing closed up. Again, along with the normal wear and tear, it has a little ding and a few scratches here or there, but nothing serious. Running board's good, nothing caved in, no wrecks over here. It's in really good shape. So as you can see, it says 140,000 miles. It's actually 170 something thousand miles. I replaced that cluster with a good used one to make the fuel gauge and a couple other gauges work again. I did contact the tag office here in Kansas, and they said this vehicle with the age and miles is exempt from mileage requirements, and they could really care less what the mileage is. They said on the title we will just put exempt from mileage requirements. So that's what will be on the title, but it does have a little over 170,000 miles on it in actual miles. It has the Bose sound system, has heated seats. It sounds really good. It's got a navigation and a few other nice features. There is some staining on the pillars and some of the headliner. I'm not sure what from. It came that way when I bought it. I don't know the story behind it. But being that I was just going to be towing with it, I didn't worry about it too much. There's no leaks. It doesn't leak through the sunroof or the windshield or anything. Nothing leaks. Here's our rear heat and AC controls and our sunroof controls. Again, for the age and the miles, it's actually in really good shape. There are two other issues with this vehicle, actually three I guess, that I'm never going to mess with. I'm not going to fix them. Number one, this window does not go up and down anymore. The window regulator doesn't work. I never used it, never needed it, so I never messed with it. Second is the airbag clock spring is bad. It's a little clock spring behind the steering wheel that also controls cruise control, and there's an airbag light on for that reason. It needs a clock spring, it needs this window regulator, it needs those things taken care of. It does need a little work, but it is a good driver and a very strong tower. Now I could fix those things, but as soon as I did, I'm going to ask more. I'm selling this for somebody who's looking for a good deal, who needs a driver. Maybe it needs a little things they can fix on the side and save a little money on the purchase price. Let's go ahead and look under the hood. And here is our super powerful 5.6 liter V8. Like I said, it is a towing pig. It is a very good towing vehicle. It's had a new belt put on, and a few other service items, a new radiator since I've had it. But other than that, I haven't had to do much of anything to it. Also, I did replace this heater valve. It was clicking, if you remember in a previous video. And a new battery. So my asking price on this is $7,000. It's a very good vehicle. With a few repairs, it can be an excellent vehicle for somebody. So if you're curious about any questions or anything, more pictures, contact Crazy D in the office. He'll be happy to hook you up with any more pictures or anything you'd like to know about the vehicle. But again, $7,000. A really strong towing vehicle. Let's go take a little cruise in it. It's been sitting for a few weeks and it started right up, no hesitation. We'll turn on the AC, nice cold AC. It's very smooth, very quiet, very plush ride, and very powerful. When you step on the throttle, this thing moves. It means business. You can see the airbag light flashing. Again, that is because the clock spring is bad on this vehicle. Cruise control doesn't work because the clock spring is bad. But other than that, it's a really nice vehicle. Very comfortable. This is a automatic four-wheel drive, basically an all-wheel drive vehicle. You can put it in two-wheel drive, you can put it in auto, four-wheel, or four-wheel low. All of that works perfectly. So these two are for sale. It will definitely help me clear up some room in the shop and put a little money in the bank. Not so much after the money, I just want these to go to somebody who can use them, and they're just sitting in the shop or sitting outside the shop and not being used. I know one of you guys out there could use this, and another of you would love to have this. So again, contact Crazy D in the office, and they can get you taken care of, answer any questions or any more photos you would like. If you're curious what kind of tools we use to work on these cars, check my Amazon affiliates link in the description below, and make sure to hit the subscribe button because we do have other cool projects in the works. Thanks for watching.